We need to talk about tyre offset, tyre deg. We need to talk about downforce offset, because Max and the McLarens are doing very different things. Right, thank you. I apologise, Gian. I am numpty. Absolutely, I am stupid. I am stupid, he says in the Charles Leclerc voice. Rabbiting on over here, trying to drop some bars. We need to talk about what Max has said over the past 48 hours, mirrored by his teammate Checo Perez. Martin Brundle citing again, dropping knowledge that these guys need to stay out of trouble, going into La Source being the first corner, and then you go straight into Eau Rouge, followed shortly thereafter by Radion, etc., etc. Mellifluous. Can't even say that. Mellifluous. Clearly, Cameron needs to sort out his vocab. It's not good enough at the moment. I'm slipping. My verbiage has done one of these. Back in the day, it used to be purple sector, like god tier levels of vernacular and syntax, and do you know what I mean? Poetic license. And nowadays, I'm just like, nah, it's gone down a little bit. Oh, Martin Brundle trying to get a cheeky word with Alex Albon. Alex Albon's hair looks like he just walked off the set. I did drop a genius bar though, by the way. Lando Norris. I've been trying to get a nickname for him. Lando Knowins, Mr. Glass Half Empty, maybe. I don't know which one of these are going to stick, but I think I found it. Dustin from Stranger Things, right? I didn't know Dustin from Stranger Things was a Formula One driver. All of a sudden, that they are twins separated at birth. Go on then, who's going to win? You guys let me know. 49% of you got Max. Oh, the humanity. Straight in there, chat. 23% are saying Lando. 14% say Oscar. 14% say Shah. You know what? That livery is quite sexy, actually. The Haas. Well, how do you mean they've got less rearing Martin Brundle? All of the Flotsam and Jetsam F1 brigade, the carbon fibre zone, they're all running less wing. Because what other opportunity, even if they put more downforce points on there, they're still going to struggle through the techie Sector 2 stuff. So they may as well go low downforce. And this is where we have a dichotomy, ladies and gents. As good a time as any to talk about it, because I've been deep diving over the past 24 hours to understand exactly what's gone on. You guys heard me wax lyrical about Maximilian Verstappen and all of the incredibly stuff that he did over the course of that lap, not least during Pujon. I mean, you're not supposed to be able to carry that extent of speed under those rainy, damp, changeable conditions. You, Max Verstappen, shouldn't be able to carry that amount of speed and get on the throttle so quickly through that double apex turn. It just makes no sense. But yeah, and still underscoring that there is narrative, right? Being, of course, the fact that he was on fresher rubber. He got on through to Q1 and then from Q1 to Q2 and then through to Q3, courtesy of using less tyres than anybody else. So you had 2 sets in the final run. Both of those laps were done on brand new fresh tyre. In stark contrast to his teammate Checo Perez, who had nothing. He set a time 0.6 slower than his teammate on scrubbed tyres, which is worthy of comment in and of itself, eh? To be commended even. Props to Checo for once, showing and proving. That notwithstanding, still ultimately, in absolute terms, pace, 0.6 shy of his teammate. But what does that mean for the race? Well, it means that Max Verstappen, 2 things we want to take note of. Engine gate. Depending on who you talk to, some people are saying, well, Max didn't take an engine. He just took the engine into the pool. But Christian Horner said, in stark contrast, that he did take an engine. That's why his team were up breaking the curfew, trying to fix it. I think the original plan was to fit the engine for test out the engine during FP123 and then potentially fit the old one for quali proper. Didn't work out though, they didn't do it. So that is a brand new engine in Max Verstappen's car, and of course that will give him a boost. 0.6 worth of boost though, disagree. I'm not buying that. Not by a long shot. And again, you only want to sense, if you want to sense check my maths, just go and look at the onboard of the lap light. You'll see. Turn 8 in particular. I don't know about the rest of the stuff, but through turn 8, there wasn't another one of those drivers, those other 19, who would have gotten close to Maximilian Verstappen. What do you mean? Put some respect on that chap's name. Brett, Oscar win, Lewis second. Mate, Lewis wasn't bad either yesterday. I got to put some respect on my driver's name. True or false? He wasn't too bad. But again, look, in equal machinery, yet and still, as at July 2024, this is still a two-tier championship. Can we be honest? There is Lewis, and then there is Max, and then there is the rest. None of those other bods, like, I don't care if it's Lando, aka Dustin from Stranger Things. I don't care whether it's modern day Jean Alesi, aka Charles Leclerc. I don't care who we're talking about. You know, it's still 2021 as far as the meritocracy. In fact, I'd say Alonso's kind of like between those two groups. Martin Brundle having a word up with Zach Brown. How are you going to play this one? Talking about McLaren. All right, dichotomy of setups. What's going on, Joanna? I hope you're good. Loki, let's go. Oh, how nervous am I? Martin Brundle reminds Zach Brown that he's got 2 sets of hard compound. It's techie. Gunther Steiner on a grid. Oof. Zach Brown being told he's got to get a real Mohawk if indeed Oscar Piastri can win. And Oscar Piastri looked good in qualifying. Go on, what's really important as far as the downforce. Max has additional downforce, and again, some say that he set himself up for qualifying because he knew. I mean, there is currency in it, right? You can't, even though it's easier even to overtake around Spa-Francorchamps, that the delta required to make a pass isn't as vast an integer as you'd expect on, say, like an Austria or a Hungary. Yeah, and still, you've still got to make the overtakes right. You've still got to execute somehow. And that means, therefore, that Max is going to, if he's going to make his way through the pack, Max is going to have to lean on a couple of things. Firstly, overpowered DRS. This is Red Bull's wheelhouse, is it not? Because it's aerodynamically efficient, if you can get your words out. Brundle hailing up Lewis Hamilton. What a performance. Yeah, the car's rubbish. Remember, Lewis Hamilton said that T-minus 90 minutes, by the way, chat. Until we get ourselves a cheeky formation, for which I'm a bit excited. Right, Max Verstappen's going to have to leverage a couple of things. He's going to need luck, fortuitous circumstance, because he's got to climb his way through the carbon fibre zone. Flotsam and jetsam F1. You don't know how to handle himself. And Max Verstappen said as much when he was talking about it, right, that it's damage limitation exercise is what Spa-Francorchamps will be. He needs to avoid contact in trying to get to the front, and that's going to be techier than it has been in previous seasons, because in previous seasons he had such a time delta over the rest. So dominant was the RB19 that he could just go when he wants, right? Now he's going to have to be a bit opportunistic, picking and choosing his spots. So OP DRS is going to be really important. And why is that DRS so efficient then? Because the whole car is so aerodynamically efficient. As Martin Brundle says, Checo Perez has got a chance of winning this race. Maybe, Martin. Maybe just a bit. After what I saw in qualified, I think Max has a better chance of winning than we are thinking. RB20 looked like Bahrain all over again. Matthew Brown, you're far too kind. And I do not disagree, sir. I think he's going to get, I don't know, it's going to get techie today, I'm telling you. Go on then. Aerodynamic efficiency. What do I mean when I say that? Adrian Newey, when you read the book, talks about this ad infinitum in extremis. All that he's trying to do is maximize the downforce with a view to reduce for drag. Normally, every point that you put on in downforce will come with an equal and opposite downside, a downside ramification that comes via drag. Every point of downforce that you can put on without detrimenting the car as far as its drag is what you want to do, right? That's the goal, the objective, particularly in ground effect era. And that's where Adrian Newey excels, because he understands how to build an aerodynamically efficient race car, particularly in a ground effect era. Super downforcey, not sacrificing drag. That you don't want it to be too draggy on the straights, is what I'm saying. You can have infinite downforce, but then you have a car that's far too draggy, right? And this is what Adrian Newey is. Adrian Newey is brilliant at threading that that aerodynamic downforce drag needle. Do you know what I mean? And that's why that RB20 is so bloody... Do you know what I mean? They can tack on extra downforce, and yet and still in terms of their maximal velocity through the speed trap, they're not really losing a lot of speed, if any, on the rest. So expect Max, when he gets into that DRS zone, even though it's shortened, now 75 metres long, when he gets into that DRS zone and has access to it, he's just going to... It will look like NOS in Fast and Furious when Max Verstappen starts accessing it. Martin Brundle gets a cheeky word with Fred Vasseur, about whom there's lots of speculation. Apparently, Ferrari bods on, they're not feeling some of his work. There is rumour that there are staff that work for Fred that think he might not be the guy to take Scuderia Ferrari back to the mountaintop. Oh, the humanity. 168 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour, smash a like. Durable, my guy. I hope you're well, Sir Jay. Still can't say I completely trust that zero pod 2.0. Mate, they wouldn't have put it back. It works, I think. I know what you mean. It looks rather ungainly, but I think it works. It requires massive changes somewhere else to ensure airflow. Okay, so Newey's thing is always that he's marginal. On all that other stuff, he doesn't care, right? Like, he's marginal on airflow and reliability, but he wants to build himself a fast racing car. Depending on who you talk to, he's rubber stamped or not. It doesn't look like it with the gun barrels. It doesn't necessarily look like an Adrian Newey car, does it? Leighton House, March 881, super beautiful cars. I know, Martin Brundle. 189 of you watching concurrently. We are T-minus 15 minutes away from a cheeky formation lap and a Spa-Francorchamps Belgian Grand Prix. Let's go. For that, I am here and I cannot wait. Maximilian Verstappen is the main character, of course, and we are keen. The F1 world watches and waits with bated breath to see whether this dude can do as he has done very recently, in recent years, and just smashed his way through the field, potentially. Death Reaper, what's going on, sir? Jay, reason as to why they took off their upgrades. Chiba, the reason why they took it off is because that setup, or those gun barrels that run like alongside like the latter third of the car, and then here we go, Dustin from Stranger Things, aka Mr. Glass Half Empty. I think he's in for a rude awakening. You know, there's McLaren boys. They'll be super, super quick in the dry, by the way. Quicker in the dry than they were in the wet, obviously in absolute terms, but even accounting. Oof. Mate, I am gassed. Oh. Right, no, Chiba, to your question, that's like fast car setup. So when it's medium to high speed turns, Red Bull think that zero pod thing, the cucumber channels, as Ted Kravitz calls them, or the gun barrels or the cannons, those big cylindrical things, that they work better for low speed. So see Sector 2 as an example. If Spa were Sector 2 type turns entirely, then you'd want to take those gun barrels off. But because you need it for the Sector 1 and Sector 1, Sector 3, which are medium to fast-paced turns, you need to... That's why they've reinstalled it. So it's a modular setup they're dealing with now. If they were to go to Monaco next week, which they're not, you'd see, do you know what I mean? They'd take off the gun barrels again, or the cucumber channels, or the cannons, whatever you want to call them, because that's for lower downforce setup. I know, Jay, I shouldn't be talking, should I? Really, really rude. But I digress. Why we're being deprived of honest truth that Max was the fastest, yet nowhere have we seen a discretion or breakdown, mate. Clips. I want to say, you know, people have said that it's it's like British bias, right? And that the British media hate Max Verstappen. I don't think that's on the money. Listen, Hanlon's Razor states, one of my favourite ones. This is Hanlon's Razor states that you should never attribute to malice that which you can attribute to stupidity. Sky Sports F1 weren't brilliant yesterday. I enjoy their broadcast 9 times out of 10. I do. I really do. When you've got Rosberg on there, or Jacques Villeneuve, or paired with a Martin and a Crofty, Karan Chanda's been good of late. But like that, they weren't great yesterday. They looked like they were on sabbatical. It looked like they were tired. Like they weren't. Do you know what I mean? This is clearly the last race before summer break. They weren't calling it as I think they should have been. Karun Chandler talking to Charles Leclerc about his pole lap. Forget that lap. Okay, it was a good lap from Charles, aka modern day journalist. Don't get it twisted, but talk to the chap who's got the fastest lap. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about who's going to be on pole because of the engine penalty or whatever. I'm not fussed. What I want to see and hear from is Max Verstappen, who put in a god tier lap. Forget Charles won. I want to hear how Charles, how did you go so slowly through Puon? No, mate. Talk to Max Verstappen and try and understand how he kept it on track. Do you know what I mean? Never seen anything like it in my life. Unbelievable. Lewis to wear those sunglasses, dude. Honey, what's going on, Macon? Is there anyone alive after the scud Ferrari would embrace? As far as a leader, Macon. Gunther, eh? Gunther, Otmar Safnauer, Ross Brawn. Although Ross Brawn isn't coming back out of retirement anytime soon. I'll tell you that for free. Jomo, Max has never won from 10th. Didn't he win from 14th, Jomo? Mate, I feel like he's won this race from 14th a couple of years back, I'll be honest with you. Naomi Schiff on deck. Natalie Pinkham on deck. Bernie Collins on deck. I mean, keep Bernie. And maybe keep Pinks. But I'm not no, you know, I do like myself some Naomi Schiff, but that is all that I will say about that. He's won from 10th, but not 11th, Death Reaper. I think, yeah, I think it was 40. In terms of art, don't get hung up on it. Here's what Max needs to do to it. He'll need to be lucky. He'll need to not collect anyone or anyone to collect him, right? So making it round the first lap unscathed, undamaged is really going to be important, and it's going to be very techie. La Source down to do you guys see Andrea Kimi Antonelli, by the way, yesterday? Overtaking into Eau Rouge. Who is he? Is it young Fernando Alonso? Is that Andrea Kimi Antonelli? Oh, the humanity. He's coming of age all of a sudden, isn't he? He's got his feet underneath the F2 table. Up. Gaffer tape on Lewis Hamilton's car, says Ted Kravitz. Hey? Gaffer tape on Lewis Hamilton's car. What are we doing? What's going on, Macon? Oh no, water spewing out of Lewis Hamilton's car. Nothing to see here, chat. Do you know what I mean? Just a plethora of water spewing out the back of Lewis Hamilton's car. Nothing to see here. As you get a cheeky shot of Charles Leclerc, aka modern day Jordan after a very good lap yesterday. He's putting my guy Carlos Sainz under manners all of a sudden, isn't he? And I've got to take 2 seats. I still hope. Well, ultimately, you know what? Carlos Sainz has raced one less race. So, of course, you'd expect Charles Leclerc to have more points in the championship. Normalise for that, Charles Leclerc fans. Do you know what I mean? Always trying to blame Carlos Sainz and his PR for Charles Leclerc's mistakes. Do you know what I mean? This isn't to say that Charles Leclerc isn't a brilliant driver, because clearly he is. However, yeah, and still he makes mistakes. That much isn't even up for debate. Unless you want to be a disingenuous, confirmation biased Formula One fan. I mean, if you harbour aspirations of sacrificing truth and objectivity at the altar of Charles Leclerc partisanship, then go for it. Go ahead. But that's not the bus that I will be getting on, nor will it be the hill upon which I'm willing to die. Take that one to the bank. What are we doing here? Juba says, lol, they said the extra oil. And that it was, they did say it wasn't a problem. The water spewing at the back of Lewis Hamilton's car. So Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton, put some respect on his name. However, why no Ham in the poll? Mubashir, I'm tired, mate. Go on then. I should have put him in the poll, Mubashir, but mate, I threw it up there very quickly. I mean, if I wasn't a one-man band, conjugating my verbs all wrong, subjunctive is and was once upon a time a thing, Cameron. It is what it is, Mubashir. Like My one-man band out here. I put out a poll, didn't I, with the German flag instead of the Belgian flag. Like, I know these things. Like, I did go to a grammar school, a very decent grammar school. Shout out King Edward's Aston in Birmingham. However, sometimes time constraints mean that my attention to detail is sometimes, or lack thereof, is sometimes as it is. One-man band, writer, producer. He says writer, as if. Monologuer, serial F1, B-spec F1 minds. Do you know what I mean? But I do everything that you see on this channel. I have penned, and I have a day job as well. And I'm a part-time father, part-time husband, soon to get and divorce. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. My missus is long suffering, but she endures me for now. T-minus 6 minutes away from a race start or a formation nap at various. And I'm nervous. Chat. Can Max win from P11? You are late, sir. We've already covered that. Of course he can win from P11, but he might need circumstances. Again, OPDRS will be leading on. He'll be depending on those around him not to crash him, because that will destroy any hopes or aspirations he has of nailing himself a cheeky P1. Also, he might need a cheeky safety car as well, because if the McLarens can skip to the front of the grid very quickly, nail themselves a cheeky Charles Leclerc and a cheeky Checo Perez very, very quickly, soon thereafter, lights out, like, then Max, meaning Verstappen, will need safety car. And safety car to come at the right time as well. I think Max said that they're doing an alternative strategy, didn't he? That potentially, I think that means he'll be kicking off on hards. And by the way, this stream and all the metrics that you're about to see on the right hand side of your screen, brought to you by Multiview. Put some respect on their name. Genius app, god tier levels of. Go and check them out. Free, by the way, as well. If you like to ingest your motorsports and F1 in particular with some cheeky metrics, then I would recommend. I would actively recommend. Right, let's get ourselves some sing it with me. I don't even like it, you know, I'll be honest. Give me Fleetwood Mac chains every single day of the week. Mate, what are we doing here? They've conditioned me. I link this theme to you now to, of course, racing. And you can't hate that. They've I don't know, chat. What do you guys think about the old the old theme? I'm not sure I'm a big fan, I'll be honest with you. We need a cheeky chat. And we need ourselves. He says that he doesn't like the song, and then that's all that he's singing, of course, Cameron, because that makes sense and he's absolutely not counterintuitive. Right, let's get ourselves some metrics and let's move Cameron out the way. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, it's all kicked off, hasn't it? Boom. Right, we're good to go. Okay. Nervous, Henny. Just a little bit. I am a little bit nervous. Why, I don't know. Well, this is just F1, isn't it? This is the gift and the curse of the upper echelons of motorsport in the world. Who knows what's going to happen? It's stakes, and it's... Right, 50% of you are saying Max, then 218 votes. 26% of you saying Lando. Mubashir, I don't think, Lewis, if I check out the odds, you guys are saying, why didn't you push forth one Lewis Hamilton? You can only have 4 options, Mubashir. It's like, what are we doing here? What do you want me to do? Bend the rules of YouTube? Do you think... Hold on. Why is there no Lewis Hamilton? I'll tell you in a minute why there's no Lewis Hamilton. Because you can only have so many options. And as far as the sporting actuarials, guess who they've got? Max Verstappen is currently your favourite to win the Belgian Grand Prix. Favourite starting from 11th. Oh, the humanity. Second favourite is Lando Norris. They give him 33.3333 recurring chance of winning this Sunday's Grand Prix. After him, you've got Oscar Piastri. And after him, you've got Checo Perez. Tyson, you are an absolute legend. Gifting 10 memberships out here. Thank you so much. So I appreciate you ad infinitum. And again, if you get membership, if you want to become a member, again, all the support is appreciated ad infinitum. In this case, this stream is sponsored by Tyson, the legend of. But I do ping out, I try and ping out at least one cheeky newsletter per week on the community tab. You'll get access to the old Discord where we try and continue these conversations, and you'll get the very sexy emojis. Tyson, you're an absolute legend, sir. Do you know what I mean? So go on then, Mubashir. Who do you want me to take out if we can only have 4 options? One is Max, second is Lando, third is Oscar, Piastri's, Checo Perez is your 4th favourite. So who am I going to, Lewis is 5th, 10-1. Come on, let's not try and bend reality here. What are we doing? What are we doing? Christian, absolutely love for my guy Tyson. What are we doing? Smahoosh that like, says Corey. Corey, what's going on? It's going to get techie around here, isn't it? Oh, Tyson, you're not, honestly, Tyson, and everybody else watching too. I've got to say this before we kick off. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here watching me talk and ramble and try to add some sort of insight and value around our F1 watching. Let's go. You guys are legends. Moolah Cash, mate, out here gifting memberships proper. I am grateful ad infinitum to each and every single one of you who join me on these watch-alongs, indulge me in my F1 non-sensory, and 2, like correct me when I need correcting, because nobody bats 1,000 here. The point of growing this community is so that we can have these conversations, right? Respectfully, and we will disagree. We are only a couple seconds away from a cheeky formation lap, and I am nervous. I'm going to take a sip. Yeah, Moolah Cash is a proper legend. Mubashir, take out Checo Cam. No, Mubashir, we've got to defer to the F1 actuarials, man. We have to. Currently, they've got Checo at 8-1, Lewis at 10s. It's debatable. I hear you, Mubashir. Maybe I'll defer to you on that one. Maybe I'll defer to you. Oh, Belgium 3 p.m. is different. James, what's going on, James? I hope you're good. It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine any of the top 5 will bin it into the... Chiba, have you seen 1998 before? It's happened. It has happened. Granted, different conditions, wetter, etc. But it was techie. Macon. Here it comes. Let's go, Lewis and Oscar. Let's go, Macon. Oscar's due again, isn't he? He's due some good luck. He is. Moolah Cash, welcome. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for becoming a member. 250 of you watching could currently do me a favour and smash the like. Lest we want our concurrent viewer to likes ratio to be worse than the downforce to drag ratio of a W1314 SH1T box. Come on. I can't believe Max Verstappen's 15-8 favourite. Blimey. What are we doing here? I'm going to have to do some maths here, chat. Just because I'm daft. And I like, I should have done this before, but I failed to get my due diligence on. We're a couple minutes away from a cheeky race start, currently on the formation lap, and I'm out here doing maths, of course. Why not, Cameron? 5 to the 23. Martin Brundle talking about how smooth the track is. But again, it's dry now, and you'd expect the McLarens to be quicker, than the Red Bulls, potentially. Mean reversion settings. What are we doing? All right. Oh, the humanity. So they give Max a 34.78% chance of winning this race, meaning if you run the race 100 times under these current circumstances, simulate it or whatever, that he would win 34 of them. Lando, they say, would win 32.2 of them. Oscar would only win 12. 12.5 to be precise. Bloody Nora. How many's... Checo would win 11.111 recurring. And Lewis would win 9 of them. Oh, and breathe. Short to the line. I'm a little bit behind you guys, so you're going to have to bear with. The race will kick off, and I'm just going to be sat here in limbo because I subscribe to Sky Sports, and they give me nothing, of course. My guys are just teeing up now. Right, I'm not even going to look at my track map. I'm going to react to it in earnest as and when I see on the visual. Peter Windsor is telling me to pick up your head from the power pit, Cameron. Forget the metrics. See what's going on in the race in real time. Use some common sense, Cameron. So you guys are going to go live before me. Oh my God, I'm nervous. Oh, the humanity. Why does everyone do this to us? I can't even move. Oh, Coyote. Dark Escuna, let's go. 10 memberships donated to Tyson. Oh, the humanity, we're going live and I can't see anything. I'm still seeing them. Right, I'm going to react to it in real time. Forget it. F1 TV. And Derek, I'm going to sort out my life, mate. I promise. All right. We are seeing them park up. I am seeing them park up on the bloody... Look how far round they are already. I'm like 60 seconds behind everything. All right, whatever. Come on, Sky Guy. 1 red light, 2 red light, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Let's go. Can Charles Leclerc get off the line? Charles Leclerc's got a decent... Oh, Lewis got a decent start, straight into second. Checo Perez down to third already. Hang him out to dry, Lewis. Come on, Lewis. Aggressive there, trap. Hang him out to dry. Now you're going to get nailed going down into Eau Rouge or not. Let's go. Lewis Hamilton up into second place, followed by Checo Perez. Charles Leclerc leads down the Kemmel Straight. Oh my gosh, Checo Perez. Relax yourself, Checo. Chew your food before... Let's go, Lewis. Elbows out. Finally, chap. Where has that been, sir? Oh, George Russell goes wide. George Russell, make sure you don't gain an advantage there, so you'll have to give that back, of course, if the FIA are consistent, which they are never are. Holy smoke. I do not hate that, chat. That wasn't bad at all, eh? Yeah, Charles Leclerc helped by Perez and Hamilton fighting hard. Again, if you're fighting another person, then you're losing time, right? You lack the ability or circumstances requisite to do yourself some qualifying laps. Max Verstappen up to 9th already, yeah. Purple sectors. Bloody Nora, chat. Are you seeing this? He said Max Verstappen. Gee. Those McLarens need to sort their life out. If they harbour aspirations, Lando Norris in 7th. Huh? What's happened there? Max clears off Alex. Oh my gosh. Mubashir, this is chaos. What's Lando doing? Okay, so Lando nails himself some Carlos Sainz. But what's he doing? How is he down in 7th? Oh my gosh. I'm just seeing Max on Alex. Yeah, cheeky love kiss. But Alex Albon desperately didn't want to get in the way of Alex Albon. Or sorry, Alex didn't want to get into the way of Maximilian Verstappen. Still part of the Red Bull family in his own mind, isn't he? Off. Come on. Let's go. 9 down. Another one to go, says Daniel. Oh my gosh. Max, go, go, go. Let's go. I wish I could put that. Harsh Fradan. I hope I've got that right. Go on then. Let's have a go. Go on, Lewis. Why didn't Lewis hang Checo Perez out to dry? Norris has said, let him go. The Carlos Sainz, let's go. Nailing himself, Dustin from Stranger Things, aka Mr. Glass Half Empty. Keep it on the black stuff, Oscar. What are we doing? No, in Cam's race win pole. Max tearing it up, as always. Where's he up to? Is he up to 8th? Oh my gosh, on those mediums. Max Verstappen up to 8th. Next up, Lando Norris. Lando's going to love that, isn't he? Mr. Glass Half Empty. Mate, he's going to get destroyed, isn't he? Oh, we don't need that one. We need this one. What are you doing, Cameron? Come on, son. Come on, Cameron. Sort out your life, chap. All right, here we go. Got the proper metrics going on now. Max Verstappen, 140. Look how much quicker he is than the rest of them. 149.828. Lewis Hamilton up into first place. Let's go. I need to see the visual. Come on, Lewis Hamilton. What are we doing here? You know, he's a stealth meister, isn't he? He said that but for the changeable conditions, he wouldn't even made it up to 10th. Come on. Show me. Yeah, Leclerc is under pressure going for the source. Going through Eau Rouge. Is that where Lewis Hamilton's going to do it? Oh, the camel straight. Go on, Lewis. I know it's already happened, but I'm delayed and I'm going to react to it regardless. I don't care. 241 of you watching currently. Do me a favour, smash the like. Look at Lewis. Just nailing him. Do you know what I mean? Round the outside. Oh, behave yourself. DRS overtake, push to pass. Lewis Hamilton indeed. David Croft does lead the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh, the humanity. And he's gapping Charles Leclerc to the tune of 8/10. What are we doing, chat? Oh, so looking so good. Fantastic. Let's go. Hard for that. Max versus Lando. I know. Max is cutting through the field as you would expect. Do you know what I mean? As you would expect. Go on, come on, cameraman, production. Can you put the camera on Lando and Max, please? Can we see some of them? Or are we just do you know what I mean? Or were we just looking at Charles Leclerc's lap yesterday, which was 6/10 slower than one Max Verstappen's? What are we doing? Cooler, high speed, happy Mercedes. Oh, it's a good shout. I thought it was going to be warmer, James. Oh my God. It was down on deployment, says Bernie Collins. Oh, we've got a slow-moving Sauber. Show Guan Yu, I mean. Does it get any more nightmarish for this chap? Flotsam and Jetsam F1, eh? Think it's time, mate. This isn't his fault. Reliability issues, but bloody Nora. Zhou Guan Yu's. His F1 dream has indeed become a nightmare, hasn't it? Put some respect on Lewis Hamilton's name. What are we talking about here? Sharrison, you let Lewis off your pole. I know, Sharrison, imagine. Checo, Perez included. You can never... It's hot. My crystal ball is as murky as the next person's. That's why when I'm doing these polls with a view to mitigate for any confirmation bias, I just go by what the actuarials say, being the odds makers. If they say that Checo Perez is favourite to win the Grand Prix, then I'll go with that. But I mean, there's a lot of running to go yet. Do you know what I mean? Behave yourself, Sharrison. Far too kind, sir. But like, there's a lot of running left to go. Joe's limping on. Chiba Lando stuck in a DRS in the first stint. Let's have a look. I think you are right. Oh yeah, DRS up and down there. It is just it's mad DRS, isn't it? Jomo, you're a legend. If you hear the smoosh, the like button. Fuck, I'm an F1 fan. You're a legend, Jono. There's Jomo. You see what I'm doing there? I'm confused. There is a Jono. But I realise that you are Jomo. Thank you, Jomo. You're a moderator extraordinaire. I appreciate all of your help and kindness and generosity. 287 of you watching concurrently. We're getting a cheeky vista. Maximilian Verstappen currently trundling round in 8th, stalking one Lando Norris. DRS train settings though. This is a problem for Max, isn't it now? Because Lando has the DRS of Carlos Sainz Jr. Oh, the humanity. 0.7, 1.9. Yeah, it's just DRS central, isn't it? All the way down through to Max Verstappen. It's just one long DRS train from first down to 8th. This is pulling out a nice lead. 0.8 is the diff currently. 0.879 to be precise. Your runners and riders as at lap 5. Lewis Hamilton leads the Grand Prix. Mate, is it gonna be hay fever settings again? If he starts crying if he wins this again, a lot of running and racing to be done. But if Lewis starts crying again over the radio, mate, I'm not prepared. I'm not emotionally robust enough to tolerate that. Oscar Piastri. Oscar Piastri having a look at the inside of Checo. Checo, your life is on the line, chap. Like, come on, Checo. There is a meeting to be held on Monday, I think. Next week, definitely. Between one Helmut Marko and one Christian Horner chap. The outcome of that meeting will be a function of what you... Oh my God, Checo just flopped it, didn't he? He just Yeah, Lewis. Why didn't Lewis hang him out to dry more? Lewis is such a nice, like he's just so meek and mild as a driver. Hang him out to dry, Lewis. I mean, come on, Lewis. If you harbour aspirations, not to get down on Lewis because he's leading the race, right? But I want to see him get his elbows out properly. Do you know what I mean? And Leclerc obviously benefited massively from Lewis and Checo fighting each other, going down into the source, flipping Nora. But then on the I expected Lewis to absolutely nail Checo Perez on the exit of that turn, the source, but he didn't, did he? He allowed him to come back. Oh, the humanity. Looking at the reaction times, Checo Perez 0.29, Lewis Hamilton 0.24. I want to say 308 if you're watching currently. Do me a favour, special like mode 7, Max, mode 7. Let's go. Clinton, what are you saying? The old man Lewis is not doing too badly, although I didn't like the way he, I mean, he's in first. Like, who am I to complain and tell Lewis Hamilton what to do? But surely there was an overcrowding incident, an overcrowding manoeuvre to be done on the exit from the source, Clinton. If indeed it was Lewis Hamilton as 07, that's the manoeuvre that he did so famously and repetitively with such frequency on Felipe Massa. Just hanging him out to drive, switch back and hanging him out to drive. Felipe Massa didn't ever get over that, the way that Lewis Hamilton would handle him. Sharrison, the only person who cries on the radio is baby. Behave yourself, Sharrison. Behave yourself. He goes hard. Something is moving down by my legs. Meme and clip that up, Lewis Hamilton fans. James, early days, but starting to look like Red Bull just set up for rainy qualifying to get track position. So, James, I think that's simplistic, sir. Respectfully, I think there's nothing much doing at the moment because they're all in DRS train, down from first or down from second, all the way down to 8th, right? So there's nothing doing. What's he gonna do? Like he just can't. It's just DRS train, right? It is what it is. What I will say is that tyre deg will absolutely be a thing. Graining on a newly resurfaced track will be something that they'll have to wrestle with and solve for in real time. Max Verstappen with his higher downforce setup. Remember, he's flipped back to the wing that he had in FP1 because he felt more comfortable using that. That means, therefore, that if there is a driver and team car pairing that's well set up to deal with this degradation. Oh, Checo not happy with the car, saying as much on the radio. But if there is a driver and car pairing set up then to deal very, very well with this tyre deg that they'll be experiencing for the first time today on this newly. Oof, Brundle saying this pace of Hamilton's is really quite something. Oh, the humanity. Checo Perez or Max Verstappen 0.6 behind Lando Norris. I hope Chim didn't sneak in Lewis's car again. Oh no. It looks like Mercedes got the upgrade right. I know. Toto, the boy who cried wolf, yeah. They are coming. They look quick. At the very least, if they can maintain this, then Lewis Hamilton might be in for a cheeky victory here. Flipping Nora. And the longer that Lando can hold off Max Verstappen and those safety car. What's the probability of safety car? I should have checked. Sharrison, remember, Lewis has always been a tyre risk, but yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad with his tyre management, is he? He's not bad. And this won't be helping Max travelling around all this time in this dirty air. 0.7 is the difference between Lando and Norris. How long can Lando hold Max behind him for? That's the exam question at the moment, isn't it? That will be the exam question. Where's my safety car metrics? What's the likelihood of a safety car around this track? Here we go. I think there'll be a safety car at some point. Oh, for crying out loud, I can't get the odds. I'm lost without the odds, I tell you. Looking at Zhou Guan Yu as his career starts to dissipate. Christy says, Sharrison, you think it's a one-stop for Lewis? Oh. Bono, my cars are dead. Faster slap. Standard. I hear what you're saying. Just curious why Max isn't making progress. If he's worth 0.5 seconds per lap. Right. 0.6 seconds a lap yesterday is a very different proposition to today. McLaren will be quicker. The gap between McLaren... So I think in the dry conditions, I think McLaren have the whip hand. They're probably the most dominant car on the grid yet and still. So Max, I don't know. I'd argue that in the dry, it's definitely like 0.6. It shouldn't be 0.6 in the wet. It was just such a god-tier lap, James, from Max yesterday. Pujon. How did he take that amount of pace through Pujon? I still don't understand it. Come on, I think Mercedes will get the 1-2 today. That's ambitious. George Russell currently languishing in 5th place. I don't know. We will see, eh? Depends on a lot of things. Pit stop strategy, mistakes, ineptitude of the guys and girls changing the tyres. But Lewis is going well. I don't hate it. I don't want to jinx it just yet and start getting a bit ecstatic. Although Martin Brundle is doing that for me, right? Talking about this race pace of the Mercedes. Oof. New news. We didn't see that pace on Friday. And Lewis Hamilton said as much, didn't he? He said, listen, but for the rain and the changeable conditions, I wouldn't have even made it into 10th. Go on then, Lando and Norris. All eyes on the delta between Lando and Max. That's the story of this race, right? 0.8. Oof. Mate. George Russell pushing. George, chew your food before you swallow, sir. Don't push too hard. Not just yet. It's a long race. A lot of racing to be done still. This is lap 9, 36 remaining. And again, remember, this is a very long track, right? 1 minute 40 something to go around it. 1 minute 50 something in the wet. But it's not wet today, it's dry. Max is behind direct competitor, so he's fine. Oh, let's go. Oh, Williams double stat. Take that. Logan Sargent. How comes... Why are they talking to Oscar like this? Plan A or B, what do you think? McLaren's still making decisions by committee. This is Formula 1, chaps. We don't have time for this. Why are you asking? I don't know. I'm not feeling the way that this McLaren outfit are moving. But the way that they're conducting their activities is it's commensurate of a team that's lower than they are. They're fighting for first and second. So why are they doing decisions by committee, Jan, still? Get pit stops over 2.6 seconds, can't win today. Mercedes fan, because others will be 1.9, 2.5. Their pit stops haven't been that bad of late, Clinton. I know, I understand what you're saying. Historically, if past his prologue, would you rule out necessarily a cheeky 3.3 second pit stop? Probably not. I want to say it was this. I feel like this time last year, I was on the last lap with Tomo and Baxty. And me and Baxty killed ourselves when they did a 3 point. I think for Lewis's pit stops were like 3.3 and 3.6 or something. And I nearly died. I was like, don't even let him pit again. Because as soon as he pits, it's going to get techie. Bruce Dog, you're a legend, Sir Coyote. Better check all the tyre guns. We need not a cheeky malfunction today, Coyote. It's going to get techie. Up. Pierre Gasly. Slow stop. 2.6, 2.7. Yeah, 2.6. Do you guys do this as well? Like, my friends say that I'm a bit weird, that I can tell, like, before that time flipped up, I'd already said 2.6 seconds. When you watch so much pit stops, you kind of have a feel for like the time, like you're normally within 100th, right? 2.6. Oh, the humanity. What's Louis saying over the radio? Let's have a listen. Oh, Lewis saying the tyres are still okay. That was positive. That bodes well for Lewis Hamilton fans around the world. Oh, tyres are still okay, says Lewis Hamilton. Checo's not happy. I can't even make out what he's saying over the radio, but he's in his tone, you can hear him just struggling. Bloody Nora, Checo. Go well, sir. You know what I mean? Up. Checo, Max Verstappen's pitted. Again, that makes sense. But he's come out behind. He's about to come out behind one George Russell, right? Kings Lynn Norfolk. Happy Norfolk Day, said Crofty. Oh, the humanity. Box. Oh no, Max Verstappen. So Max Verstappen's tried to do the undercut A on Lando and Norris, but it's going to get techie. 2.3 seconds for George. Take that, eh? Take that. I mean, it's not world record. And then 2.7 for Max. Bloody Nora. Steady on, Mercedes. What are we doing here? Huh. Wow. Under pressure. Red Bull dropped the ball yet again. 2.7 seconds. That's not familiar, eh? So how's this undercut going to work then for Max Verstappen if indeed he's stuck behind one George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk? That's not cricket, is it? He's going to be fuming. Scorched earth. Max Verstappen incoming. This will be interesting. George versus Max, I know. I think he'll be able to bag George. George won't be a big problem. But what he doesn't want to do, it's Yuki first, isn't it? He's got enough. Okay, so here's what happens with Max. He's got just enough wiggle room between himself and George to where I think he can still put his fine margins right. But I think that Max can still pull off the undercut on Lando. Yeah, this is critical now. Mission critical. He'll need to get his Michael Schumacher on and bang out some qualifying outlaps if indeed he harbours aspirations to win himself this Grand Prix. Hard tyres, Max Verstappen. Oh my God, Yuki, get out the way, bro. What's Yuki doing? Does he not understand the assignment? Yuki Tsunoda. Oh, Lewis comes in for the pits. What's Yuki doing? Yuki, chap, get out the ways. What are you doing, Yuki? Oh my God, can you imagine if Yuki Tsunoda costs Max Verstappen the undercut? Lewis Hamilton comes in 2.6 seconds. Props, Mercedes. Reduce their variability massively. 2.6 and 2.3 from the Mercedes lot. Piastri 2.0 seconds. 2.2 from Checo Perez. Oh my God, he's held him up, hasn't he? Max Verstappen being held up by child member team. Child member driver Yuki Tsunoda. What's going on here? You're questioning Lewis, the winningest driver on the track. He wants to win, Cameron. Mate, all I'm saying, I mean, you take each and every single automotive pugilism instance on its merits. And all I'm saying there is I would have liked for Lewis to just, on the exit from the source, get his elbows out. What's wrong with that, Michael? What have I said that's wrong? I mean, he's still in first, or effective lead. They're holding Lando Norris out, are they? Oh, this is tricky. What's going on with Lando here? He's been held out a little bit too long for my liking. What is that about? Why is he going long? Are they trying to set him up for a cheeky tyre offset towards the end of the race? Purple from Max. Charles Leclerc saying if we're getting undercut, let's go long. Charles Leclerc saying the same thing. What's the point? So this is. Oh, wow. Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris look like they're going long here. Alonso too. Oh, the humanity. We have strategic divergence. Tyre offset towards the later stage of the Grand Prix, anyone? Oh, the humanity. Now the frustration being left out of conversation for second seat. I know, Yuki. I know, Vladius, but surely, Yuki, this isn't the best way to... This is like Lando Norris venting at Lewis Hamilton. That's not... Don't aim your sights at this chap, Yuki. It's not the way. Oh my gosh. Right, so Lando and Carlos Sainz have said, "Sat this off. I don't want to finish 5th or 6th. I want to win the race. Let's roll the dice." And I don't hate it. It might not work out well. They're going to have to do some overtaking towards the end of this race by virtue of their tyre offset. But you know what I mean? How do you like it, F1? Oh, Piastri's nailed. Checo. Oh, the humanity, Checo. Checo's sinking like a stone out here. Fudge cake. Oh, the humanity. Yeah, it's not a bad race at all, this, James. It's getting chaotic. 13 laps in. Oh, jeez. And it's flown by, eh? Time flies, apparently, some say, when you're having fun. Carlos Sainz over the radio. Let's have a listen. Carlos Sainz very calm. Says this is good. What is it with Carlos Sainz's race engineer as well? Oh my God, I've just seen Oscar Piastri. Very nearly an unsafe release from Lewis Hamilton. No! I guarantee they'll be having a look at that. I mean, it's Lewis. You know what I mean? Anti-Spanish bias. Bloody Nora. Max over the radio is going to be fuming at this Yuki Tsunoda piece. Was that an Eddie Irvine moment? Eddie Irvine and Ayrton Senna way back in the day. 269 if you're watching concurrently. 44 laps. Surely Lewis's race, mate. I know, not that anybody's superstitious around here. Oscar doing well today also, says Nate. Go on then, you runners and riders. Currently Carlos Sainz leading from Lando Norris, having both of them haven't pitted. Does Carlos Sainz have the whip hand by virtue of the fact that his first stint is on hard? Lando Norris on the medium, still going long. Again, expecting a cheeky tyre offset towards the latter stages of this race. We are on 14 laps, 31 laps remaining. Brundle emphasises the point that all of the key players are still in play at this early stage of the race. Lewis Hamilton leads third by effective lead from Charles Leclerc, Piastri, Perez, Russell, Verstappen. Jeez, I feel like Russell's spoiling, or he's about to try and spoil Max Verstappen's race. Oh, the humanity. Verstappen from K-Mag, Tsunoda, and that sees out your point scoring positions. This Belgian Grand Prix. Oh, the humanity. It's going to get chaotic. All of Max Verstappen's sim time is going to be useful now, eh? It's going to be techie. Norris on the ready. Up. Norris told to get a wriggle on. 100% pace. Oh, the humanity. Is he due a cheeky pit stop? Lando Norris is coming soon, eh? Lewis is able to get himself in position for the lead again. Oof! Norris has to come in. He's coming in soon. Clinton Vladius. Now it's George versus Max with obvious outcomes pending. Behave yourself. I don't think they're close enough just yet. Not just yet. Not just yet. Don't speak too soon, Cameron. Max Verstappen is currently, as at the time of writing, right there within the DRS zone of his old mate King George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. First of his name. Oh, the humanity. Let's go. Wow. On the last lap, 1.4 seconds faster than Lando Norris was Lewis Hamilton. Oh my gosh. Is this Lewis's race to lose? Don't speak too soon, Cameron. There's lots of racing to be done. Keep it on the black stuff. You know what I mean? Too late for Norris. Hamilton is taking a lot of time out. 1.4 per lap. Bloody Nora. What are we doing? He had enough room. Russell keep holding up Max, Tsunoda. I'm surprised. You know, I'll be honest. Fastest lap. Let's go, Lewis. Straight line speed is an effing joke, says Lance Stroll. Mind your language, chap. Again, when listen, confirmation bias and partisanship aside, it doesn't have the same ring. When Max says it with his chest, it's far more. It's still not palatable. It's far more palatable than when the bloody incredible Sulk says it. Lance Stroll. Flotsam and Jetsam F1. Lando Norris in the pit. Go on then. Let's see it. Can he get out ahead of Max Verstappen? Oh, no, he can't. He can't. They took him out for too long. But again, there's going to be a tight offset towards the end of the race, right? Final stint settings. I think this might be a two-stopper. They're going to have to stop again. The tyre deg's going to be too high. Or the rate of tyre deg even is going to be far too severe, owing to this resurface nonsense at Spa-Francorchamps. What are we doing? Charles is holding on. He's doing all right, Charles. He's doing all right, isn't he? Oh, the humanity. 1.4 seconds is the difference between the effective lead and the effective second place. What is Carlos Sainz playing at, though? Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. Okay, so stumbling block for Max Verstappen to get over this line. Okay, Perez is down the road. So does Perez hold up George? And then what's going on here? How do Red Bull manage this? They need a favour from Checo to back up George into the clutches of one Maximilian Verstappen. 13.3 seconds. Is Max adrift of the effective lead, or not the effective lead of Carlos Sainz? 6 seconds off the effective lead. Jomo, you're a legend. Smahoosh. That like button if you can. 150 likes, 313 if you're watching concurrently. Norris is 6 seconds behind Max. Oh, the humanity. 2.3. This is chaos. How do you like your F1? Ladies and gents, like this, eh? Stakes, uncertainty. Oh, the humanity. So according to Lando, he would have lost in the first corner twice. Oh no, Chiba. Who's this? Is that Carlos Sainz? Oh no, I presumed that because it was incorrectly, by the way, that because it was a mistake, it was Charles Leclerc, aka modern day Jean Lazy, but it was not. It was not. Okay, George, you need to defend, says Kayori. I tell you what, though. Knowing King George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk, first of his name, as I know him, they might not want to let him know that his teammate is in the effective lead of the race. Undercut Carlos, says Lando Norris's race engineer. This is interesting, eh? Perhaps some karma from the racing gods for that cool down room comment from Norris last week, Rabinda. I don't even hate that, honestly. Like this Dustin from Stranger Things, aka Mr. Glass Half Empty, can he's not got a lot of goodwill spare with me, I'll tell you that much. I don't appreciate that. Apparently he was crying in the old garage after the race, and that's not to be looked down upon. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to shed a cheeky tear. The Incredible Sulk. First time I saw Stroll, I thought he looked like a absolute. That's why else do you think I'm saying it, James? He looks like the twin of Lou Ferrigno. Ferrigno? I don't know how to say his name. The original, the proper Incredible Hulk. Do you know what I mean? Perez has. I don't know what you're saying there, Johnny. Perez has meant to battle and slow Lando down in a few laps' time. It's true. It's a good shout from Brundle. He hasn't exactly had a magic carpet ride, has Max Verstappen. Way with words, eh, Max? Go on then, Lando. You got to pass some cars. The ones over whom you have a tyre advantage. Is he talking about, though? Is he talking about George? And okay, so he's talking about towards the end of the stint, I think, trying to leverage that tyre offset. Oh, the humanity. Oh, Max has DRS on King George. But so too does George have DRS on Checo Perez. Bloody Nora. 292 if you're watching concurrently. Dustin, that's exactly it. Dustin from Stranger Things. Currently in 8th place of this your Spa-Francorchamps Grand Prix 219 if you're watching currently. Do me first match like. Come on, Lewis. I don't mind if I do, Lewis Hamilton. Do you know what I mean? Currently has the whip hand. Currently in your effective lead of this, the Belgium Grand Prix. Oh, the humanity. Come on. Come on. 18 laps in the bag. Oh. Is anybody else nervous? Why do I get sweaty palms in the middle of a Grand Prix like this? What's the point? Is Carlos attempting a one-stop Chiba? That might be a good shot. I think he might struggle though. He's already. I mean, his tyres have already fallen off. Right, 18 laps. He's gonna have to go another. No, it's a stretch, man. The one-stopper. Sometimes the one-stopper isn't the way to go. Carlos, I mean, at this stage, Carlos may as well just roll the dice, right? But I don't think that's the modus operandi. That's the apex predator strategy. Sometimes to just do it just because isn't the right way, right? Well, although, you know what? I'll defer to Carlos Sainz. So extremely brilliant is he in his race IQ. Your runners and riders with 26 laps remaining, 19 in the books. So Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, Leclerc, those are your podium positions, followed by Oscar, Perez, Russell, Verstappen, Norris, Albon, and Danny Rick. Those are your point scoring positions. Oh, the humanity. Plan B, medium. Thanks for letting us know that. Ferrari, what are they doing? Coyote. Absolute nonsense. Trying to do one stuff. He may as well go for it, right? But by the time so he's gonna do what? 22, 23 laps on the mediums. Yeah, no, true. Martin Buddha makes the point that his stop loss is very tight. He hasn't got a lot to lose, Carlos Sainz, at this stage, because if he goes for the conventional strategy, he's going to get destroyed. It's gone too long already, so at this point, they may as well roll the dice. What's he got to lose? But again, sometimes it's a bit techie. I get more fired up when Lewis is competitive. Could be your palms, says Macon. I'm telling you, maybe that's got something to do with it. We're in for a race. Yeah, but Cameron said, better if he does not know Lewis is in the lead. I think so, Wilma. I don't know. I just think Lewis, a.k.a. Latte Boy, a.k.a. any kind of milk. I just think, I don't know. I just think George isn't going to want to, he's not going to want Lewis to win again, is he? George, you know what time it is with George. George wants nothing more than to beat himself some Lewis Hamilton, his teammate. One of the best racetracks in the world, Macon. Second only to Silverstone, in my humble opinion. Mark says, Max is complaining about his tyres already, and GP told him just try and stay in DRS with Russell. Oh, yeah, George is George gapping of us. Go on then, Checo. Favours required here, sir. Defend. Where is the Mexican Minister of Defence where you need him? Can the real Mexican Minister of Defence please stand up? Checo Perez. Sergio. Come on, Checo. There is a meeting next week, chap, to decide your future and whether you will continue as a going concern as a Red Bull Racing driver come team member. Here we go. There's a cheeky defence from Checo Perez. Go on, let's be having you. Come on, Checo. Mate, like this is Abu Dhabi 21 or Turkey 2021 as well. Come on. Let's be having you, Checo. I don't mind if I do. Any thoughts on old age should be put to rest after date? Well, Nate, probably not the time for me to go on a diatribe. But Father Time is for the avoidance of doubt, undefeated, undisputed. It's a matter of when and not if. That's the truth. For all of them, not for Lewis. Lewis is 39, right? So his time is coming sooner than a Charles Leclerc's, but it is when and not if. Oof, who's this? Mate, very sexy from Esteban Ocon there. Don't hate that. You guys have seen Andrea Kimi Antonelli, by the way, overtaking into Eau Rouge. Oh, the humanity indeed. That is levels. Box call for 55, says Macon. Let's go. Perez falling behind Max and he's fired. Oh my gosh. Oh, look, he's let George go. What? Well, you just got to let Max go. Don't even think. This needs to look like Abu Dhabi now, Checo Perez. Don't even think about holding up Max Verstappen. Do you know what I mean? Just let him go. Come on, Checo. Well, how comes you haven't let him go already, Checo? This isn't like, what are you doing? Come on, Checo. Just come on. Flotsam and Jetsam F1. Like, what do we do? Come on. Checo, get out of the way, chap. Like, Max Verstappen is quicker than you. How about that? Yeah, there we go. King George Russell. I know he's done it. Okay. What's Checo doing? Is Checo not let Max go? All right, then. Go on, then, Checo. Now's the time when you're going to boss up and stand 10 toes down. What are you, Max warned by GP, do not use energy to pass Checo Perez. So what's he doing? Now we go racing, Checo. Abooable. What's going on here? Yeah, just pit him. Yeah, get him out of there. What are you doing, Checo? Let me have a look at this. I'm seeing this second hand. Bloody Nora Coyote. Yeah, no, Max will be going nuts. What's he doing? Get out of the way, Checo. I know he's pitted now, but I'm just watching the vision. I'm a little bit behind, aren't I? I mean, What is he do, mate? You are... Yeah, Checo told to box because you were looking to hold up Max, weren't you, Joker? Yeah, get out the way, Checo. Checo Perez, formerly known as Mexican Minister of Defense, looking to back up Max Verstappen into Lando. Are you having a laugh, chap? Understand your assignment, Checo. See, what's he doing? Unbelievable, Sid 2K. I'm not having that. Yeah, pit him. Nonsense. No, I'm not. Jomo, raging. To spoil himself a good race here. Backing up your teammate into the hands of Lando Norris. Look at this. Lando's got DRS now, you waste man, Checo. Like, what's that about? No, chap, I'm not feeling that at all. I'm not feeling that. I'm not loving that at all. Of course, I want Lewis Hamilton win, but I want to see a race. And that race looks like Max Verstappen in the mix. Do you know what I mean? Especially towards the closing phases. Taking his last look at the track without Max on it. Crap, what's he doing? Backing up Max Verstappen into the DRS of Lando. Look at this now. So Max doesn't have DRS, but Lando does. Mate, you're finished. Checo, you had a chance before. Before what you just did there. That's something that I expect from Yuki Tsunoda. You know better than that, Checo. You're finished, chap. You've cost Max there for the championship. Do you think this is? You joke, man. What's Checo Perez got to say? Yeah, we are very slow on the straight. No, you are very slow on the straights, Checo. No, sorry, to correction. You are very slow, full stop, chap. What are you doing? Yeah, he's finished, Rexy. Can't believe he's done that, you know. Zimph, Lando is only catching Max because he's got the DRS because Checo Perez didn't get out the bloody way quick enough. That's why. 398 of you watching could currently do me a favour and smash the like. What have we just seen with Checo Perez now? Has he just signed his own death warrant here by dilly-dallying around? Pit him, get him out the way. Red Bull, get him out the way. Lost in the roundings is Checo Perez. You're not getting the assignment, man. Move out the way. McLaren Ham giving us a proper preview for 2025. I know. 2 seconds adrift. Again, effective lead. Lewis Hamilton. 2 seconds adrift is Charles Leclerc. Piastri behind them. Russell behind them. Max Verstappen in 5th behind them. Damage limitation, courtesy of Max Verstappen, still ahead of the next best in the driver's standing, being one Lando Norris. That's all that Max Verstappen will want to do today, right? Said at the outset, driver damage limitation, if indeed that is a thing. Oh, Lando Norris on it. Oh, go on, Carlos. Go on, Carlos. Whoa. Carlos Sainz on those mediums, eh? Okay, so that's Carlos Sainz just coming out of the pit, sorry, on the mediums. Checo retired a car. Mate, Jim, what's he playing? I can't believe what I've just seen there, you know? Checo gives the strongest impression that he doesn't understand this sport. Jan, he's just like in another dimension, isn't he? Do you know what's going on, Checo? There's a championship here to be won. Your teammate is leading in that championship. The guy behind him is in 2nd. Move, therefore, accordingly, chap. What are we doing? Mate, that's why I saw. I thought Checo was holding up Max. Does not make sense. He just doesn't. Get out the way, Checo. What do you do? You're a non-entity here. Get and understand and institute for the assignment ASAP, forthwith. What's going on, Checo? You don't know they're having a meeting next week? Helmut Marko, Christian Horner. How do you think they're going to react to that? Not forgetting your bloody recent indiscretions, the fact that you can never get out of Q1 as near as makes no difference. Every bloody race. Get out the way, Checo Perez. Move. Stop trying to get involved in things that don't concern you. Your name is Checo Perez, cheeky lockup from Lando, trying a cheeky dive bomb, and now he will be outside of DRS. Lando Norris, a.k.a. Dustin from Stranger Things, a.k.a. man who only recognises the glass as being half empty, now outside of DRS. Let's get moving, Max Verstappen. You know what I mean? Lewis Hamilton leading, dominating, in fact, this race thus far. 2.4 seconds. Clinical over the first couple of laps, wasn't he? He's not that bad, that Lewis Hamilton fella. He might win a couple of championships in a few years if he keeps his nose clean, stops going to those Met Gala events. You know what I mean? Focuses on his Formula One. I mean, I don't know about Mount Rushmore of F1. I don't know if he's that good. I mean, that might be a bit of a reach for this Lewis, Carl Davidson, Hamilton fella, but he's not bad. Smooth sailing for Lewis Hamilton at the moment, says Ted Kravitz. Controlling the race. Oh, the humanity. Let's have a look at this gap. Lando Norris now flits outside of DRS. That mistake's cost him. You see Lando Norris. Lando Norris has been drinking from the same water fountain as Charles Leclerc. Too many mistakes all the bloody time. Failing to chew his food, his F1 automotive pugilism food before he swallows. Now when you're at this level, chap, you make a mistake like that, you're not going to get the DRS of Max Verstappen again. You're not. Yeah, Coyote, what's he doing? Nonsense. Three. Those cheeks. Leclerc tyres are dying. Jomo says subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. Smash the like. 168 of you smashed the like already. And I'm grateful ad infinitum in extremis to each and every single one of you. If you haven't already, what are you doing with your life? Board of favor. Now 2.3, 2.4 to Hamilton. 2.382 is the delta. Charles Leclerc comes into the pits. Oscar Piastri takes effective second of the Spa-Francorchamps Belgian Grand Prix. Easy for Max. Easy for Lewis. Freudian slip. Easy for Lewis. Johnny Lando made that cheeky mistake, a lock up, right? I don't know what he was thinking, but he's what's this treacherous talk? Treasonous talk says Genki. Which one? I mean, I'm a fan of some treasonous talk, Genki, from time to time. Do you know what I mean? Are we talking about the Lewis chat? Lewis is the best driver out of the 20. You know I'm joking, Genki, when I say that he might one day he's already won 7 championships. Do you know what I mean? You know I'm saying that tongue very firmly in cheek. This is the best driver out of the 20, says Christian. It's between him and one other, I think. Gun to the head. It's either Lewis Hamilton's or somebody else's name that I'm picking. But it depends on what side of the bed I've woken up on that morning. Lando's behind Max. I really wish Lewis would be back in the Mercedes. Oh, no, Mark Mason. That decision, all round, okay, marketing-wise, it still makes sense. Lewis going to Scuderia Ferrari, of course, it makes sense. The symbiosis of Lewis, brand Lewis Hamilton, brand Scuderia Ferrari, especially since Ferrari they don't want to become a car brand, not a sports car brand, they want to become a luxury brand now. So in that vein, with that front and centre of the mind even, that absolutely still makes sense. But if we're talking about performance in F1, mate, Ferrari is cooking, says Sid2K. Lol, says Genki. We need that 8, says Genki. Can you imagine, Genki? I don't even want to talk about it, because I get too emotional just thinking about it straight away. An 8th would not be a bad story for Formula 1, let's say. Telling you, it would be huge. Lewis box, says Johnny. Oh, the humanity, I missed it. Piastri has not effective lead, but lead of the race. George Russell in second, Max Verstappen in third, Lewis Hamilton's. What was Lewis's? Oh my God, what was Lewis's 2.4? Let's go, Nate. Let's go. Think about one stop, says George Russell. Okay. George Russell thinking about one stop, techie. Oh my days. All these tyre offsets and strategies. I'm just seeing Lewis's 2.4. It was from Lewis Hamilton. Let's go. Oh, you see, here's my contribution for Cam to go to the Met Gala next year with Lewis. It's okay to be fancy, but EC, you know that you'll never catch me anywhere near that Met Gala. What, wearing all those like skirts and stuff. You see, I could not. My mum wouldn't approve. Although my mum's always got this. My mum's such an old school woman of Jamaican heritage, of course, but born and bred, and she's very old school. But when it comes to Lewis Hamilton, she seems to forget that. Oh, he looks so nice. Do you know what I mean? Gee, you're a legend. Lewis 1, Max 2, Norris 6. Let's go. I mean, you can't necessarily back against Lewis. Lewis was 10-1 to win this race. Fudge cake. I mean, you could have that. Mubashir, you should have took that, mate. That's not looking too bad at the moment. 10-1. Bloody Nora. I mean, 9% of the time. He's looking like 50% of the time at the moment. 3-8 if you watch it concurrently. Cam, will you hold it against me if I root for Oscar? Absolutely not. Rexy, absolutely not. You gotta go for your driver. That's what we're here for, man. Like healthy, constructive disagreement. Right, we've all got drivers. Yeah, Brundle said it. That Silverstone victory is just Lewis is a new man now. It's like he's like a snake. He's shed his skin. He's like brand new. This is like Lewis Hamilton all of a sudden in like 2018. He's just nailing it. 426. If you watch it concurrently, do me a favour, smash that like. This looks good. Oscar, oh dear. Has Oscar Piastri just been brought into play here? Red pill Cameron. Genki, I'm too what? Can you imagine? I'm just Genki. It wouldn't go down well, I promise. No, I couldn't pull off whatever Lewis is wearing. It's just not going to work. I'm not fashionable enough, nor am I metrosexual enough. Let's say. Piastri fastest lap. It says Macon. Oscar been holding back. Yeah, he's going for it, isn't he? Jeez. 147.024 from Oscar Piastri. Wow. Oscar Piastri says it goes without saying, but clean air is king. Remember he said that he was quick. He was going back and forth with yesterday saying that Oscar Piastri might be. If there is one driver, Max Verstappen in the pits. Gone, where does he come out? That's what's key. Carlos Sainz in the pits as well. Go on then. 16 laps remaining already. What? We're in the final phases of this race. This race has just gone like this. This is daft. EC says if Lewis keeps this up, it's a great way to go to Ferrari. Vasseur will get a lot of good karma. I tell you what though, EC, I'm not even sure Vasseur will be there for too much longer. If this persists, you know that Ferrari don't mess about. Very similar to Red Bull. They don't hesitate at pulling the trigger, do they? As far as getting rid of underperforming personnel. I did have not been Jamaican mountains since 1978. Macon, I'm telling you, Jamaica's not a bad place in the world. It's okay. It's Jamaica. Up. Is Oscar looking to go long? Bear with me. Bear with. This is chaos. Oh, the humour. I can't cope. Let's go. 351 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour, smash a like. Mediums. Max, mediums. James says Hamilton up to 4th on fresh tyres. It's the tyre offsets that concerning me. I don't know. Is Piastri in the effective lead? It's going to get interesting over the next 15 laps or less. Nate, come on, Sainz. Pass the Red Bulls. Mate. Lando Norris into the pits. Oh, where's he going to come out, though? That's the question. Has he made enough progress to undercut or overcut, depending on which way you look at it, the Red Bulls? Can we do... excuse me, Christian. What's Checo doing in front of my old mate Max Verstappen? Can we get him out of the way again, please? Like, what are we doing here? Got a race on here. Red Bull hesitates in pulling the trigger on Horner and Perez. Jan, listen. Let's have this conversation this time next week. They'll be meeting. Christian Horner and Helmut Marko will make a decision in the week, with Helmut Marko flying over to London to have that conversation. I think they've had enough. Danny Rick or Liam Lawson even to replace him. Promise. I don't think Piastri can be in the effective lead. I know he's maybe got another stop to do. What's going on? I don't know. It's hard to read this. Again, this is why we all download Multiviewer to try and get a sense of all the different things that are going on that Sky Sports, our internationally beloved broadcaster, don't show us. 2.4 is pretty good, says Bacon. In do or not. Perez gets another chance to hold up. Max, what's he doing? No, he hasn't. He's letting by. Let's go. All right, Max Verstappen. All right. Oh, my God. Is that Max Verstappen up into third? What am I cheering for here? Chat, I don't even know. I want Max to do well. I want to see a fight. But with 15 laps remaining and Lewis Hamilton in third. Piastri in the pits. George Russell takes the lead. Oh, the humanity. Oh, is George Russell going to try and go long? 14 laps. All right. True. Not long wait to say later to Checo. A bit sad. Jan, he's got to go. He's not good enough. And to be fair, he hasn't been bad this race or this race weekend. But one swallow does not a summer maketh. Even a broken clock gets it right twice a day. Got to assess that chap in longer form. Charles Leclerc up there doing bits. I've got to put some respect. Another chap whose name I need to put some respect on. Being modern day Jean Lazy, right? He's not been bad this weekend. Handing my guy Carlos Sainz butt to him. 4.4 for Piastri. Jeez. Of course, standard fare from McLaren. Oh my God, Oscar Piastri's made it out ahead of Max. What? Oh no, Lando and Checo. Lando's made it already round. See, this is why you just got to get rid of Checo. When you see this. Okay, so that's it. Checo has been done over by both McLaren. Enter stage left helmet marker. Nonsense. Oh wow, Oscar Piastri nailed someone. Oh wow, Oscar Piastri Jackman, absolute legend. Just took his feet. Wow. Do you look at the way that Oscar Piastri nailed his Jackman? His Jackman's a proper legend. He's all right, though. Look at him. He's walking. He's still alive, the Jackman. What a legend. All right. We have ourselves George Russell in the lead. Currently trailed by his teammate. 7 seconds worth to Lewis Hamilton. George is going to try and go long, isn't he? He's going to try and steal this race. Courtesy of a cheeky one stop. Fair play. Just confirming you're happy for me to stay out. George says yes. Staying out. George going to the end on those hard compound tyres. 13 laps remaining. 32 laps in the books. Oh, the humanity. We have the two Mercedes drivers fighting for the win at the Belgian Grand Prix 2024. What are we doing? How did we get here? Ladies and gents, mate, DCO Russell hopefully disrupts Hamilton's race for some glorious drama. You wouldn't put it past him, mate. GP told Max, we are good for you to push. See, Russell wants that. Norris told Lando, Dustin from Stranger Things, these tyres are robust. Happy for you to push them. 405 of you watching concurrently, do me a favour and smash the like. I have to hold on to the pen now. I mean, I don't even know what's going on. This is bonkers. 13 laps remaining, and the Mercedes boys, Messrs Russell and Lewis, are in a fight for 25 points, being the race victory. Oh, the humanity. Wind 8 kilometers per hour. Track temperatures 43 deg Celsius and air 21.9. Oh, the humanity. I can't cope. Go on then. Oh, all focus is on the Delta, right? Between the top two, 6.4. Oh my God. My God. GP told, happy for you to push, mate. Again, you need to keep him out of the DRS. Max Verstappen drops into the DRS of Lando, and again, he's the meat in a McLaren sandwich, isn't he, Max Verstappen? This is chaos. Runners and riders, top 10. Russell, Lewis, Leclerc, Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Sainz, Alonso. Oh, the humanity. Oh, what are we doing here? Lewis should catch us in 2 laps as Rabinda. Here's hoping, eh? Here's hoping. But George is on hards, by the way, for the avoidance of doubt. Nice is fast on hard, says G. Rexy, this is brilliant. Beat the odds makers, boys. Absolutely, Rexy. Who knew? I wonder what George's odds were. Oh my God. I wonder what George's odds were. Did I take a cheeky screenshot? Oh, the humanity. I'm a little bit nervous here. Lewis Hamilton fan in the house, but bloody Nora, George Russell. How is this gonna work? All right, so it all depends on the rate of tire deg that Russell is gonna. Oh my gosh, that Russell is gonna experience between now and the next 11 laps through to the checkered flag, eh? 5.8 seconds is the diff between the Mercedes drivers. Oh my God, it's between the two of them, isn't it? Has George asked the team for the game yet? At all? Max has 2 drivers to overcome before he should worry about Lewis. This is true. And again, overtaking hasn't come easy, right? Max Verstappen tyre offset on those mediums, but it's not working out for him, is it? 14 seconds behind the race lead, 5 seconds behind one Oscar Jack Piastri. Oh, the humanity. George Russell's just done his personal best. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Hamilton is going to get. Russell, says Mark. Max is the biggest winner at the moment. I love the 2 Mercedes doing some ass whipping. The customer team McLaren. I don't hate it, Rod. It's about bloody time, eh? It is about time. And GR has to keep this on track. Oh my gosh, it's George Russell and it's the end of the race, eh? With the top step of the podium at stake. You know what happens there. Please see Australia. Please see Singapore. I mean, if George ends up in the... Can you imagine the two of them come together? I don't want to jinx it, but it is George Russell after all. And the stakes are a race victory with 11 laps left. Race victory, latter stages of the Grand Prix. King George Russell of King's Lynn, Norfolk, first of his name. You guys know how that book ends. Or at least if past this prologue has ended in the most recent past. Genki, Russell coming up, snake eyes. Oh no. And George Russell has the keeper and Chap Macon. We're all thinking the same thing here. Max is the biggest winner. Yeah, no, Max is absolutely the biggest winner as far as the driver's standing. But hammer time, says Nate. And I can't breathe. More 2 laps to go. Jeez. Am I on target to beat him or not? Oh, am I on target to beat him or not? Lewis to Bono. Am I on target to beat him or not? It's close. It's close. Bono comes back and says, choose. This is different now. You got it. 4.9 seconds is the delta between George Russell and Lewis. Yeah, Lewis being given the delta between George and between Lewis. What? Piastri and Leclerc. Oh, it's chaos. You must be talking about Oscar, said CTK. Come on, Shaw. Genki, 21 laps on those tyres. And mate, he's not done bad. He's not done too badly as George Russell. I mean, if he can make it to the end on these. Does he get the radio message, George, in the next couple of laps? Lewis is faster than you. 10 laps to go. 10 of your finest, mate. Come on, says Max Verstappen. With a view to hold off one Lando and Norris. So you've got a 2-tier battle going on here. First is Max Defending to Lando Norris again. Look at this. He's within his DRS, isn't he? Jeez. Lando has the DRS of Max Verstappen. George Russell on Lewis Hamilton. Brundle asserts that Lewis should catch George any minute now. Next couple of laps, eh? But catching is one thing and passing is another, particularly if the defender is George Russell, first of his name. Oh, the humanity. What are we doing here? Jeez. What are we doing? Oh, 0. Go, Lewis. And breathe. 4.2 seconds. Okay, there's nothing left to look at, right? Runners and riders. Runners and riders. There is a cheeky battle going on between Leclerc and Piastri. Cool, but ultimately it's the top step of the podium that we're concerned about. 4.1 seconds is the difference between Messrs Russell, ineffective lead, and Lewis Hamilton, who's in second. Runners and riders, George Russell, first of his name, Lewis Hamilton, Piastri, Leclerc, Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Sainz, Alonso, Stroll. Wow, Oscar Piastri on Charles Leclerc. Let's go. Put some respect on Oscar Jack Piastri's name. What are you talking about? Oh no. What does that mean for Lewis? Shoot. What does that mean for Lewis? Oh, shoot. Okay, no, he's all right. It's all right. 6 seconds into the gap between Lewis Hamilton and Oscar Piastri. But Oscar Piastri has just released himself. Brundle makes the point. Oscar Piastri round the outside. Oh, sexy from Oscar Piastri, that. Do not hate it. Put some respect on that chap's name. Telling you, that Oscar Piastri train is coming. Where's Lando, by the way, chat? In 6th, yeah? Calm. Where's Oscar Piastri again? 3rd. Are those two bods driving the same car? Messrs Piastri and Lando and Norris. All right, calm. Where's Checo Perez? 7th. Cool. The gap between Messrs Russell and Lewis for the top step of the podium, 3.4 seconds. With 8 laps remaining. Listen, Lewis needs for George Russell to experience much more serious rate of deg than he's experiencing at the moment. Remember, Murray, the legend of Formula One commentary, said, catching is one thing, passing is another, even if it is Spa-Francorchamps. Even if it is. And it's going to get techie. Oh, Lewis. 2.8 seconds is div. 8 laps paraded corners. Let's be having you, chap. Completely was not expecting Mert to be. Me neither, Coyote. This goes to show F1's different, eh? Cracking race, says James. Oh my God. Come on, Cam. Oh my gosh. Crafty stating the obvious. If there are no team orders, George can still win this race. 26 laps on these tyres. 7 laps remaining. That makes he's going to have to do 33 laps on one set of tyres, isn't he? EC George needs to be the Ministry of Defence against Piastri, but can he be that team player? Can EC? That's the word, isn't it? Can is the right word. I don't know. 2.8 seconds the delta. All eyes on that delta, Ray. All eyes on the delta between Lewis Hamilton, Sir Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton, put some respect in his name, and George Russell. 2.652. 7 laps remaining. George is digging in, isn't he? I'm worried. Chat, I'll be honest with you. I'm worried if past this prologue, if we've read this book before, one of these chaps, the top 2, DNFs. George can't help himself. He's a moth to a flame. If there are stakes towards the end of a race, he cannot help himself. He's a moth to a flame. 2.4 seconds is the delta with 7 laps remaining. 2.1 now. Oh, here's the tyre deg. Here is the tyre deg now. All right, cool. Who knew that Mercedes was going to be 1 and 2? Because that's a very real possibility, isn't it? George won't finish any lower than 3rd. We'll put that in the bank. Take that to the bank from now. Like, what are we doing? Oh, my head. Me head. Nah, son. Silverstone and Austria were both better than this. It's still a good race. I don't disagree with you, Caro. It's been a decent race though. It's gone. It's just flown by like this, right? That's the thing. 44 laps just gone and come and gone in an instant, almost a jiffy. Max onto that fourth. Maybe. Not yet. Not yet within DRS. Tell you what, Max is doing a decent job of holding off Norris all this long with him having DRS. But again, the way that they've set up that Red Bull, it's always going to be difficult, right? People say that tacking on more... No, Martin, it hasn't been a stellar race. I'm Sergio. F1 Flotsam and Jetsam, get rid. Get rid of Checo. Get rid of Logan. Get rid of Zhou Guanyu. You can get rid of Danny Rick as well while she's there, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? And get rid of Checo Perez. All of them. New blood. F1 is a finite resource. Time is a finite resource. Do you know what I mean? Get Felipe in there. Get Liam in there. Get Jack Doohan in there. Get Andrea Kimi Anthony. Get some fresh blood in there, man. What are we doing? 1.5 seconds. Jeez. With 6 laps remaining. Go on then, Mercedes. Do the right thing. George, Lewis Hamilton is faster than you. 1.355 seconds is the diff between Lewis and Prix. Honestly, this is really nerve-wracking now because George Russell is not just going to give this up. I guarantee you. What, with 25 points on the line? You think George Russell is going to... Oh my God, I'm just seeing Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz just on Checo Perez. Like, what's the point? What are we doing, Checo? Sayonara. Like, do you know what I mean? Ciao. See you later, chappy. Yeah. Just go home, Checo. It's all right, man. You've got a family and kids to raise. Yeah, you'll be all right, chap. They love you in Mexico. Just call it a day now, chap. It's not worth it. You know, nobody needs this level of stress and haranguements. Do you know what I mean? Not even if it's the Premier. If you're getting paid like 5 million a year or whatever he's getting, what's the point? Norris catching Verstappen. DRS. What do you mean though, Crofty? It's been DRS for the longest time, hasn't it? What do you mean? Back, are you a legend? F1 2021 cars can follow. Piastri 2024 free air. Or clean air is king. Even you're a legend, Backer. Thank you so much. 4-7 if you're watching good currently. 1.1 seconds is the gap between Messrs Norris and Hamilton for this race victory with 5 laps remaining. My palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. I don't know where to look or what to do. This is bonkers because this is George Russell and this is Lewis Hamilton. Mentor and mentee, 0.9. Oh, Brundle comes up with the thing, right? What you need to do, yeah, give it to Lewis quickly and then do what Carlos Sainz did with Lando Norris at Singapore last year, isn't it? Oh, wow. Piastri warned there's going to be action ahead. We want to be there. Toto, get on the blower, chap. You've got an opportunity for a 1-2 here, but it needs to be clean. It needs to be clean. Come on. What you can't afford to do is scrap. Look, Toto, where are you, chap? Manage this preemptively. You currently have Delta to Oscar Piastri, but you won't for long. Do the swapsy. Swap them quickly and now, and then have Lewis leverage his DRS to tag George Russell, first of his name, down the road. Surely the Carlos Sainz Jr. tactic has to be in play here. 0.8 is the difference between the pair. Oh my gosh. And I can't breathe. 468 if you're watching good currently. This is going to be chaos. Too much edge of the seat, Jan. Far too much. Vladia says hammer time. Genki says 0.7, 0.5, 0.578. Come on then. Lewis Hamilton has DRS, but George Russell's still fighting. Get out the way. Meanwhile, Oscar Piastri, 4.5 seconds is the delta. What are we doing, ladies and gents? Messrs Hamilton and Russell, just make sure you leave each other plenty of space. That's not the message, Mercedes. That's not the message. We have 4 laps remaining. Oscar Piastri, 0.5 seconds, 0.4 seconds is the difference between Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. 4.2 is the difference. Well, George, you've got to pick your poison, mate. 4 laps remaining. Do you want to fight for first and then lose lose out on second to Oscar Piastri? Or we are in your own words, George Russell, first of your name? What are we doing here? What are we fighting for here? Are we a team or what's going on? But because it's race victory, he's going to fight, isn't he, always? Calm. Yeah, cheers, George. Cheers, George. Merca letting them race, yeah. This has got this weird sporting etiquette thing where they want to be like gentlemen about everything. Go on then. 4 laps remaining. 0.6 now. That delta's gone up. Lewis Hamilton's going to have to set this up. He's going to have to extract a toll. Look at me. Rubbing my head and everything. So stressed am I. Lewis is going to have to, he's going to have to chew his food before he swallows. Going to have to set this up properly. 0.6 seconds is the difference. 30 laps old is the tyres from George. Wow. 33 laps come at the end of this race. 381. Props to George. Tyre whisperer settings, really, if he manages to convert the 2-stop to the 1-stop successfully. I think he's, do you know what I mean? He's doing all right. 3 laps remaining. I cannot go. 3 laps remaining. Gap 0.5. Catching is one thing, remember. Passing is another. Oh my God, I can't cope. This is far too much for me, chat. 476 of you, what? Looks like 2016. A lot like brilliant shout Macon. Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton settings all over again. Russell 0.4. Oh my God, Mark, you're a legend. Let's go, Lewis. God's it. It's a brilliant race and you're far too kind, Mark. I'm stressing out my life. Next lap, you reckon, Kayori? Oh, Lewis came close. Just got into Georgie's wing mirrors just to say I'm here, mate. 0.569 is the delta between the two. Oh, the humanity. Call it off, Mercedes. What's the delta down to Oscar Piastri? 2.4 seconds. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Will they be all right? Tell me they'll be all right. Oscar Piastris are coming. 2.4 seconds off the lead. Oh my God, he can see. Oscar Piastri can see them. They are on the same piece of track and we are 2 laps remaining. I think George is going to do this, you know. Fudge cake. I think George is going to do this. 5.22. Too difficult to overtake. Oh, the humanity. Oh my gosh, Lewis Hamilton fans. If George manages to win this race, Colt LH, Lewis Hamilton fans are going to be raging, myself included. Oh, you've got to give... No, listen, ultimately, you've got to race at some point. 0.4 is the delta. Oscar Piastri is coming. 2 laps remaining. Oh, the humanity. I can't even cope. 380. Oh, fuck. Lewis Hamilton is on a charge trying to nail his teammate, his mentee, King George Russell. Oscar Piastri's on the same piece of road, though. What, we can see them, please. Went deep. Oh, my God. 1.5 laps remaining. And my heart can't cope. 461 of you watching. Russell, go, my boy, says Walter. Mate, he's going to hold him off, isn't he? I didn't even concede this. This is different. And look at Oscar Piastri just looming large. 0.5 is the difference. Lewis has got to set this up properly now. Toto, he's not doing anything, is he, Kyle? We let him race. 1.4 seconds. Get in there, Lewis. Russell, go, my boy. 0.5. Russell, George is doing all right here. George is doing... Oh, Toto. Yeah, Toto, tell them to keep it clean. There's a 1-2 at risk here. 0.46. We are entering the last lap. 1 lap remaining for all the marbles. Lewis needs to set this up. Oscar Piastri on the same piece of road now. 1.6 seconds adrift. They'll be all right. I don't think Oscar will come into play. Perez for the fastest lap behave. 1.2 seconds. Genki Toto intervention incoming. Oh. The Russell hustle against Hamilton. 0.6 is the diff. George is going to do this. What? Oh my days. He's not been bad, Kayori. Thinking about the post-race review. I mean, 0.3 seconds is a diff. Go on then, Lewis. Let's be having you, chap. Closer. 0.6. Fudge cake. How has George done this? How is he still fighting? Oh no, Lewis. Oh no, Oscar has himself some DRS now. Oh, the humanity. 0.7 is the difference. Lewis locked up. Oh no, Lewis locked up. La Source. I think that's it. 489 if you're watching good currently. Do me a favour, smash a like. 0.5, half a second of difference between Messrs Russell and Lewis. It is, however, the last lap. Murray Walker said it once famously, catching is one thing, passing is another one. Oscar Piastri is now in play within the DRS of Sir Lewis, Carl Davidson, Hamilton. This is the final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix, and I'm about to lose my head. If George Russell pulls this off, then I'm going to have to recalibrate what I've thought of him. George Russell runs wide a little bit though, but so too does Lewis. Lewis is struggling for tyres as well because he's running wide too. 0.48 is the difference between Messrs Russell and Lewis. This is your final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix. Oh, the humanity. It looks like Lewis is closer to Piastri than he is George Russell. What the fudge? Yeah, well done, Merck. I don't hate it. Oh my God, George. Selendeki, has he done it? I'm behind. Checkered flag, he's done it. Wow. Put some respect on his name, Madeline. Goosebumps. Holy smoke. How's he done that? Mate. I feel like I've got goosebumps, chat. George Russell has won the Belgian Grand Prix. Macon. How's he done that? George Russell, King George Russell of Kingsling, Norfolk. Happy Norfolk Day. First of his name. Put some respect on it. I feel jaded. I feel upset. But again, with the avoidance of doubt, Toto doesn't look happy at all. Look at that. Toto is none too pleased. Wow. Holy smoke. Props to King George Russell, first of his name. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, fair play, latte boy. Like, do you know what I mean? Any milk will do. How's he done that? That's a proper masterclass. Yeah, what a performance, mate. Even if you do say so yourself, King George Russell of Kingsland, Norfolk. Holy smoke. Switched the strategy and backed it from 2 to 1 stop. What has gone on? I mean, thou shalt put some respect on King George Russell's name, eh? Level-headedness, tyre management settings, race management, chewed his food before he swallowed, latter stages of a Grand Prix, got over the hump, did what he hasn't been able to do previously. Australia, he flopped, and again, failed to chew his automotive pugilism food before he swallowed it, didn't he? Same thing at Singapore last year. Again, there were stakes. He dropped the ball. 3 wins from 4. Max Verstappen will be looking at that thinking, right, maybe a go over there. Look at Lewis getting out of the car. He's got to be gutted with that. Got beaten on pace by George Russell. What do we do, chat? How do we measure that? Leroy smashed that like. Way to go, George. I mean, George isn't my favourite driver. I can't even lie, but you've got to put some respect on his name after that. Like, what do you mean? Holy smokes. King George Russell of King's Lynn. Look at Lewis. Lewis's body language is gutted. I feel like I'm suffering vicariously through Lewis. I just thought they'd get that done. But again, catching and passing, even at Spa-Francorchamps, in the 2024 technical regulation spec, just 2 different things. Catching and passing are 2 different things. And Mercedes are very lucky, yeah, because Oscar Piastri was a coming. Very, very lucky. What a performance, says George Russell, even if he does say so himself. Props. Wow. Look at that. George Russell. Brundle says he did over 3 quarters. He did over 3 quarters of the session on those tyres, of the race even. Oh my gosh. Oh, the humanity. What are we going to do? 34 laps on 1 set of tyres. on a 44-lap race around Spa-Francorchamps with all the tyre demands and tyre deg that comes with that. You know, I'll tell you guys before I run away. I'll tell you guys about this. When it was like 10-2 in qualifying or whatever between George and Lewis, I had a chat with Shez and I was like, surely this means then Lewis is brilliant. Don't get it twisted. Lewis is brilliant. But if I know anything about Lewis Hamilton, there's no way that he can be 10-2 down on qualifying versus George Russell. There's something going on here that I haven't baked into my F1 equation. There's something that I'm missing. And Shez was like, yeah, here's what you're missing, mate. George Russell. You're not putting enough respect on George Russell's name. That not just his potential, but the driver that he is as at the 28th of the 7th, 2024. And this is proof positive of that. This is different. He's a very good driver. There are mistakes in him, but nobody with a straight face in their right mind is going to tell me that George Russell can't be a champion at some point in future. Ugly feelings like last weekend. What the fudge F1. I hear you, EC. I would have loved to get myself another Lewis Hamilton victory, but do you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to make the pass on track if indeed you were going to make it. George Russell for once played a joke of a strategic change, a shift, and it came off. Normally he does those ones and it ends up, it's flotsam and jetsam F1. It trends to 0, no positive outcomes. But he's done it that time, switched from 2 to 1, driven 3/4 of the race on one set of tyres. Props to the chap. Like, do you know what I mean? He'll be a champion one day, will that George Russell chap. He's a killer. He is a killer. Love him or loathe him. You know what I mean? Latte boy's got something in him. Any milk. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to like him. You might not go for a beer with that chap, but he can drive his ASS off. What do you mean? Oh, the humanity. And it looks like we've got a new number 1 driver at McLaren. Look at the way Oscar Piastri stood up there with his hands on his hips. Conqueror of the world. You know what I mean? Danny Champion of the world. What are we doing, Kyrie? I wouldn't toss King George Russell for Max if I were Toto. Kyrie, I think he's already made that. Did you see his face after the race? None too happy, right? I think he would have wanted, I think Toto wanted somehow Lewis to win, because now he has himself a dilemma. Toto will kick George into the stratosphere for Max. Absolutely 7 rivers. I'm still with you. Right, feel or right, that might not be the right decision. You can talk to Peter Windsor and he'd say, you know, you got to keep George. You don't need, if you have a George Russell, then you don't need yourself a Max Verstappen. But listen, rest assured, if I'm a betting man, Toto Wolff will absolutely drop kick a King George Russell of Kingsling, Norfolk, first of his name, in his chest to get a whiff of one Maximilian Verstappen's signature. Jomo, you're an absolute legend. Subscribe to Cameron F1. You know it's good for you. If you know, you know. Maybe sharing the words of Horner Simpson. No. Homer Simpson. Look at me reading out Horner for no reason. Chiba Perez best at it. Oh, Chiba. Mate, good luck. Good luck. Godspeed, Checo. It's been nice knowing you, chap. You gave us some highlights. Turkey 21, Abu Dhabi 21. You'll live long in the memory of some F1 fans, chap. You've had a good stint, you know what I mean? But sometimes old horses have to go out to pasture. To make way for new, young, hungry lions. True or false? Jeremy, you're a legend. Oh, the humanity. What are we doing here? I digress. You're an absolute legend, Jeremy. Gonna go and record a video. That's been bonkers. I don't even know what the reaction video is gonna look like. George Russell. George Russell, first of his name. King George Russell of King's Lynn, Norfolk. First of his name. And thou shalt, as at the 28th of the 7th, 2024, put some respect upon it. But I digress.